you? What's new? Since I promised recently we are gonna learn the English vocabulary regarding cooking, as in my opinion, cooking is an essential part of our lives. You will definitely ask me why. So guys, if you wanna stay healthy, you certainly have to be aware of cooking processes. If you know how to cook, you can eat homemade dishes with fresh ingredients instead of buying unhealthy fast food or expensive pre-cooked or preserved items. So my dears, let's start with some cooking processes, such as preliminary verbs to begin cooking activity. First of all, we usually cut our ingredients instead of preparing them as a whole piece. But guys, did you know that there are different kinds of cutting food items? In fact, if we only know the word cut, we may not be able to follow our favorite recipes accurately. So, here we go. Chop. Chop, which is to cut into pieces. It's not actually so important to be careful while chopping. As a matter of fact, when you chop something, we usually focus not on the shapes of food items, but on the process of splitting the whole thing into smaller pieces. Let's say we can chop meat, onion, pepper. Then, if we cut our food into small equal square pieces, we usually deal with dicing. So let's practice. Dice. Dice. We can literally dice any foods we like to have prepared in a nicely and seductive manner. So let's say dice potatoes, dice cucumbers, dice onion, and so on. And then guys, another verb in our list is slice. Slice, which means to cut food into thin and flat pieces. You can certainly slice bread, lemon, tomatoes, cucumbers on a daily basis. Okay, sweeties, hopefully you will remember ways of cutting our food items. But the thing is that some kinds of food, particularly some vegetables, unfortunately couldn't be used in the way they grow and come to our table. What do I mean? So, I'd like to point out one more word here as peel. Peel, which means to remove the outer skin from a fruit or a vegetable. For instance, we usually peel bananas, onions, potatoes, boiled eggs, and so on. Then, besides peeling and cutting processes in the kitchen, sometimes we are in need to perform some more actions on them. Let's say some vegetables need to be grated, as for instance we grate carrot, beetroot and other stuff in order to be cooked faster. So will you remember? Grate, grate. And then regarding meat, when we want to make it texture tender, soft, let's say for cutlet, then consequently we have to mince it. So repeat please, mince, mince, which is more frequently used in British English. On the contrary, Americans say to grind the meat, and as a result the final product is called ground. For instance, ground beef or ground lamb. Keep in mind, grind, grind. So guys, next step of the cooking process will be combining different ingredients all together. But of course, there are a huge variety of vocabulary units to express what you really want to do. And we'll start our journey of learning with add. Add. So if you add one thing to another one, you put it into the dish you cook. Let's say you are preparing soup and you have to add garlic and spices to improve the taste of the dish. Then, if you join two or more things to make one substance, we usually say combine, combine. Let's say at the end of the process the meat has to be combined with the sauce. The following thing is mix. Mix. So to mix means to combine two or more ingredients with the purpose to make one substance out of them. Let's say we are regularly mixing all the ingredients while making cakes. And then another word for food mixing is to blend. Blend, which is really widely used nowadays. So the process of combining two or more ingredients together so they lose their individual characteristics and become smooth and uniform is defined as blending. But be careful while eggs are regarded. You'd better say to beat eggs. Remember, to beat eggs. Okay, sweeties, one more important thing to mention is when you cook something of a soft texture or a liquid is considered, then you usually take a spoon and try to mix your dish thoroughly with a gentle movement. Then you would say, I stir it. Will you be so kind to repeat after me? Stir, stir. Suddenly you can stir your tea with added sugar, or you stir your stew, soup, and so on. Then, my dears, we are moving to hot processes such as frying, boiling, and steaming. What is the difference here? Okay, you can fry meat, fish, or eggs in a frying pan with hot oil or butter. Remember, to fry. And the final project will be called fried. Let's say fried chicken, fried eggs, and then healthier way of preparing veggies or meat will be by boiling them. So to boil means to cook in a hot boiling water, and the food afterwards is called boiled. After boiling, we will eat boiled eggs or boiled pasta. Okay, then repeat. Boil, boil. Then, while steaming is meant, it's actually a method of cooking using steam. We usually deal with steamed rice or steamed veggies. So let's practice. Steam, steam. Then guys, if you are planning to use an oven to cook your meals, you will either roast something or bake it. What is the proper word to use depends on the food you cook. So, when you roast, the process is referred to meat and poultry. Some vegetables could be roasted. So repeat, roast, roast. Then, if you cook something sweet, let's say any bakery stuff, then obviously you will say bake, bake. It's logical thing, bake, bakery. Okay, here we go. As you know, we are seeking some new stuff all the time. And when you are bored with daily habits and let's say you want to cook your food over fire or hot coals, usually on a metal frame, then you will surely prepare grilled chicken, grilled pepper, or grilled mushrooms, for instance. So just take into account grill, grill. And guys, I'm pretty sure you will blame me for using the wrong vocabulary in description of some cooking processes. Unquestionably, a lot of people use barbecue instead of grill. Are you confused? No doubt, I also used to be puzzled at the beginning. Of course, both barbecue and grilling are performed outdoors, often on the same equipment. But obviously, the terms are being used interchangeably. But here is the difference. That is, grilling means cooking over a fire, hot and fast. Barbecue means low and slow. Also, one more important thing to consider. Barbecue refers to cooking meat, fish and poultry specifically, whereas grilling can include vegetables, fruit and other stuff. To continue, if grilling is about cooking small cuts of meat quickly, barbecue is where we get into large cuts of meat. So remember, barbecue, barbecue. Okay, we are almost done, but I'd like to share some more essential cooking verbs which definitely will come in handy someday. Okay, let's say you work with the dough to make bread. So you will use your hands and fingers to massage your dough and make it tender and soft. Then you will say you knead the dough. One more time, knead. It's so gentle, isn't it? Then, when you want to make some cookies, you will roll your dough out to flatten it. So remember, roll out, roll out. Furthermore, if you are making a cake, the final process will be to layer your cake and spread the cream between the layers. So let's practice. Layer, layer, spread, spread. So my dears, that's it for today. Don't forget to drop me a line in the comments whether you'd like to hear more cooking words and expressions. Please subscribe to my channel to help it grow. Thank you for being with me and I'll see you soon. Bye bye!